Crying is a big no-no at work. There's a fine line between showing your emotions and crying. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today's episode is about how to be confident with your work and at a workspace. How you're perceived at work is not just about your expertise, it's a lot to do with your attitude and your demeanor. I learned this early. I remember getting a promotion when I was just into my journalism career, maybe 2 or 3 years, and that promotion was questioned by a colleague who was very good at her work, like completely, like you never get anything past her, perfect editor. And at that time, my editor told her that the reason Asta has got the same promotion as you have got is because she never says no to work, and she never lets you feel that there is a problem with her doing that much work. I was young at 23, I had a lot of energy to do a lot of work, but he said that it's her attitude and it's her demeanor that has got her the promotion. So I learned early that my happy go getter attitude has served me well. So here are 3 things that can help you be confident with your work and at a workspace. First point, know your stuff and don't second guess yourself. Now, what I mean by that is that you should know if you know the work wherever you're joining. For a journalist, you should know how to write, you should know how to research, you should know how to find people for your story. So, know your stuff. And do it. Maybe you want to read stuff, maybe you want to listen to a YouTube video that will help you practice it every day. But don't second guess yourself when a colleague or a boss asks you a question which maybe confuses you somewhere else. So, why, how, and why that will work is that you need to have not an egoistic approach to work, but a approach that says we can all work well together. And I may know something, but someone else might know something else. Now, the point is to be open to suggestion about your work, but don't let anyone second guess your own expertise. But be open to the fact that you have to work together, and someone else might be an expertise at something that you're not. So here is the thing. Please know your stuff. Go to office, do your research, practice every day. If you're a writer, practice writing every day. If you're a accountant or in marketing or sales, read books about them. Meet people who inspire you and who can share stories so you can learn from it. And experience is the biggest teacher. So every day, do the thing that you're meant to do. And when you do that, you can go to a workspace and have the quiet confidence with someone who knows that I have done this before. I have done this every week. When I go into office and I have to make an edition for the next week, which is a Sunday edition, every edition is hard. Every edition is different, but every edition challenges me and expects me to do more than I can. I just remind myself, bhai, I have done this before. I have entered a week with no stories and made 20 stories at the end of the week. And that happens with teamwork, that happens with listening to your team about their ideas, about pitching in where you can, about listening when you can. So, at a workspace, one of the best ways to be confident is to know your stuff, but at the same time, be open to suggestion, be open to learning, be open to adapting to a certain thought or an atmosphere. Be a solution finder. It's always easier to throw up your hands and say, bhai, something is not working out. But isn't there always another way? When a problem occurs, think of solutions, not the problem. I've learned this from my current editor that when you approach a person or a boss or a subordinate or anybody in your office space and say that something is not working out, but there are these 4, 5 solutions, the person will always respond to you favorably. Everyone has their own work. They will want to help you, but I don't think anyone wants to take on another person's problems because they have their own problems to find solutions for. So, be a solution finder. More than how it will make you be perceived in your office, it will help your own work. Sit with yourself, think of the problem, and then think of the solution at hand. Not the problem and by how it's such a big one, but that's what. Finding solutions means you can't use words like but, however, maybe, it all depends on, hopefully something will happen. It means you say, okay, so what can we do next? What can be an option? Let's try another route. Change your language to change your work ethic. Now, this is a very important one. Be a professional at work. Don't be personal at work. Now, I know some people will find this triggering, that I will say crying is a big no no at work. There's a very big line, very thin line, or maybe actually a very big line from showing your emotions at work and crying at work. And here's I'm going to tell you why. So, we all have bad days. There are days when you want to be quiet, the days when you woke up irritated. I actually read a fact today that people in the US wake up irritated at least 300 times a year. That means only 65 days they are happy. But you wake up irritated, days not going your way, you go to office. As soon as you enter your office space, you have to start being a professional and not a person you were outside the office space, because you can't pass it on to your colleagues. No matter what your mood is, work matters. At work, only work matters. Your mood does not matter. So, if it's a big emergency or something very bad has happened, please stay at home, take the day off. But do not come to office and be unprofessional, because one of the things that really catch on is attitude and energy. If you're irritated, if you're depressed, or I wouldn't say depressed, if you're in a bad mood, if you're upset, if you're feeling panicky or overwhelmed, it's going to pass down and trickle to everyone around you. You would not like it if someone did that to you, so don't do it. And I feel, sadly, we are perceived at a workspace with our professional behavior. Are we always complaining? Are we crying if something doesn't go our way? Why do you want that? So, be professional at work. On a really bad day, figure out little things that you can do to make your mood better. So order something nice for lunch. That's what I do. I order something nice for lunch. I make my surroundings nicer. I read a book. I maybe meditate in the middle of work. I go out and hear some good music or do a meditation for that day, because I know I am at a space where I can get triggered, I can get irritated. So I try and make my day better. Once I'm home, talk to people you love, meet a friend after work that day, soak your feet, do a self care, go for a massage. But at work, be a professional person. Nobody is going to take you seriously if you're crying at work or complaining about work or saying you have too much work or how you're so overwhelmed or how you have always wanted leave but you're not getting leave. Nobody is going to respond favorably to that. So, for your own good and for the good of your perception in the company, be a professional at work. You would appreciate other people who are professional. When you are working with someone, you'd want people to be professional. You don't want to come people to come and tell you, I had a really bad fight with my husband today, so I'm not going to be able to do this report. The report has to be done that day. You would like it if they came and told you, yes, I am having a bad day, but let's finish this and I would like to leave after that. So be a professional at work. It's really going to help you. Crying at work eventually gets perceived negatively, even if it has nothing to do with your capability. And that's what will happen. People will start, I want to come back to my first point, people will start seeing that part of your demeanor or persona, which only happened once or twice, as a part of your capability. Do not let that happen. A workspace is a professional space. It is okay to not be liked, to not have friends, to not be agreed with, as long as work is getting done with a team in the most amiable way that can be done. So be a professional at your workplace. I hope these three tips will help you become more confident and at work be a more confident person when people see you. It's very easy things to do. Nobody's asking you to change your personality. Be the most you that you can be. Just little tweaks here and there will help you create a much more conducive workplace. If you're there from 11:30 to 6:30, be as productive as you can, be as professional as you can, and outside of those times, be the personality that you are in a personal space. There are three books I'm reading right now. I thought I will share these with you. Very different from each other, but could help you as well. The first one is Practical Steps to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, it's basically advice from very many rich people on how they became rich or using anecdotes. And I think it's very important because I used to always think that I'm a person who doesn't think about money. I don't worry about money. I used to think so. That's a good thing. But I think if you are not thinking about money in a positive, healthy way, then the money is not going to come to you. So it's not only about thinking money about money in a bad way, that I don't have it, which I have never thought, but I think the fact that I've never thought of money um, could be harmful to my growth, and as far as me earning money goes, because you have to think good about money to get money. So I'm trying to change my attitude towards money, which was I'm too cool to think about money. I am not. I am cool, and that's why I will think about money in a healthy way. So that's the book that's going to help me do that. Then the second one is Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. Now I think I'm pretty good at following um, discipline and trying to do things, but I'm still falling short of maybe waking up early. I'm not, and the day one thing goes wrong, the whole schedule goes wrong. And I've realized discipline is actually key. Consistency is key to success. So this book it actually tells you how to instill discipline in everything you do, and how that will help you, move ahead. So if anybody wants to be consistent in their discipline, this is the right book. The third is a Zen, The Path of Paradox by Osho. Now, Osho is a contentious person, controversial, but I have realized by reading his books that everything he says is, if you don't think about the person that he became or the controversy, it's quite sensible. Many things that he says make sense. Now, he's saying to follow Zen, you have to live in the moment. I think the whole book is about that. There's no past, there's no future. There is this moment now. And that, if you live in that, it will save you a lot of pain. It will save you a lot of strife. It will help you focus on your goals. So I'm trying to do that along with my making money habits and being disciplined. I also want some spirituality in life, and I do want to live in the moment. So I'm reading three different books of three very different kind of disciplines. And yeah, I think that seems to be working for me. If you guys want to order these, we'll put the links below. And I will see you at the next YouTube video. Please leave a comment on anything you want me to talk about.